Oh, wait. They're all answered already. Well, peekaboo, everybody. What is going on? Yeah, so the rest of what was going on earlier. Let's get on to that. We got Nick's Success version 6. Notorious on the bench in full rip down mode for a bi-yearly inspection, bi-yearly maintenance, whatever you want to call it. Buddy, don't start doing this shit now, dude. Seriously, as soon as I go on, you're gonna start fucking with me. I swear to God, this dog is just dick. It's been cool all night long. I even gave him some steak. I mean, you can't tell me I can treat this dog bad. Hey, cut the shit out, or I'm gonna put you back inside. You're gonna go hang out with it, and whatever it is. See, I know you like it in there. She plays with you with a ball. Okay. So what are you doing? You're taking way too long to decide, bro. Okay. So anyway, Nick has gotten back to me. And Nick says, yes, do the modifications that you do when you do what you do. So, okay, sure. So we're getting rid of the stock arms because we got one that's bent to shite. Mike, my man, what is up? However, I am not going to sleeve these. Because, one, I don't think we have any straightened up pins to do it. Two, Nick didn't ask for it. And honestly, I don't think he's he'd appreciate the difference because it's weird, all right? Because Nick doesn't drive like any of us do. Let's put that. Nick doesn't do a lot of things like any of us do. But he doesn't break the same shit we do either, which you would think is logical because he doesn't drive like us, but it's not like that. It's way different. It's like, what the fuck? Different? Yeah. So I don't really know how to explain it, but anyway. But so I'm going to play a little experiment here with Nick. And you're going to love this. So I am going to install adjustable rear blocks in Nick's truck. And I'm going to minimize his toe and max out his anti-squat like I do with my truck. And I want to see if he notices a difference. He's been running factory ARRMA C&D blocks. Well, we've got these nice adjustable pieces here from DLR. If we can find some that actually don't have holes in them and are within the adjustment range I want to do. I have another one that doesn't have this crease in the back, but it's bent badly on one side. I don't know this one is too, but not as bad. So, you do what you gotta do. Where is that little cupboard that has all those little bits in it? Shit, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Right. Oh, we should be able to find something we need here. Preferably double lanes, but I doubt we're going to do that. So we're looking for the ones with the most adjustment. So preferably, like that's a single dot. It's a double dot. It's okay if you have 4 of them. But we want like a double line, which is really hard to find. Like here's a dot line. So that's better because you can increase one of your adjustments. There's another one. Because the more adjustment you have there, the more increase is whatever you're trying to increase or decrease. And the way I like it on these cars is with it increase as much as possible in all directions. I like them with no toe in the back. I like them with as much anti-squat as you can possibly run. And I know I could make like a adapter to, jack up my freaking, what do you call it? Bulkhead in order to make it, max anti-squat or whatever, but dude, I ain't got no CNC. I ain't got no plastic printer, dude. I ain't got none of that shit. Old school, baby. Doing shit with pliers and fucking weird shit, like, they say in Florida, not that I agree with this because I'm not from this country, I'm from California. You can make anything. If you got a Sawzall, a welder, duct tape, and a come along, You can make anything. Oh, and JB Weld, you can make anything you fucking want. Wait till you see the next video coming out. There's another reference to Florida rules in that about the duct tape rule. It's kind of cute. Just look for the Sunday disaster video where we got stuck on the side of the road trying to get to a skate park and then had to do all this other stuff. Well, we didn't have to, but we helped my buddy out and he helped us out, so it was all good. And in the end, everything worked out really good the next day. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna go with maximum amount of anti-squat in the rear and a little bit of taking toe out of it. So we're gonna pull the rear arms in and down. So when you look at your little thing, if you want any reference to this, you can just look at the TRL-tuned manual, which I referenced earlier tonight in the earlier webcast, because it's like a Bible on how to tune a car. I mean, it really. We used to have a Serpent manual that was kind of like that, and you can learn a lot of stuff and you can know almost everything, but you're never gonna remember everything, and it's always good to have a reference, to push on the right track. So you don't go chasing your tail, especially with setups. Setups are really easy to go chasing your tail with. That's why you never adjust more than one thing at a time. If you're trying to get your car dialed in, don't adjust more than one thing at once because you won't know what you did that did what. And therefore, you won't be able to repeat it. And repeatable results is what makes racing good. What makes you a good racer is consistency. Or a good basher. Or a good anything. Or a good person. There you go. All right, so in the front, we want to go up and we want to go out. But we went way down in the back. So we're going to go a little up in the front, but way out in the front. So we can get a good compromise of toe and anti-squat. So we're going to go a little bit up, a whole lot of out. So it's going to be like this on both sides. So we're going to see that on camera. A little bit closer for you. There you go. So we want to get, all right, a whole lot of out and a little bit of up. Like that. And then with the back, like that. You want to go a whole lot of down and a little bit of in. That's how you get your pins all lined up. And we actually have these specialized pins that are made for this because they're shorter than factory 6S standardized ACD block pins. So let's see how this is all put together. Now, this isn't an ideal bashing solution. I can tell you that right now because those little plastic doodads, yes, they break, as you would expect. But they put up with more beat down than you would expect. I mean, they do hold in there for a little while, but they will break eventually. But this is an experiment in, let's see, driver awareness. I want to see if Nick knows that I took 2 degrees of toe out of his truck and added 2.5 degrees of anti-squat. Now, of course, the problem is we are making other adjustments because we're doing a front suspension mod, but you should be able to tell the difference between front traction and rear traction and how the front behaves and the rear behaves. It's not like we're doing multiple, modifications to one end, except for the fact that we are doing the entire suspension into my custom dual damping setup. So I guess that does count for that, doesn't it? Right. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Well, he said do your tricks, so I don't know. I'm just going to do my tricks. It works for me. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I don't know. We've all seen how Nick drives. We'll see how it drives with this. Maybe better. Yeah, exactly, right? Brody's like, oh, he's paying attention to other people. Fuck you. All right. Ah, fuck, my legs go numb. Ow. Yep. Oh. Just past the tingling stage where it starts hurting. Yeah, that's always fun. Love you, Brody. You're a good boy. He's sleeping. Shit. All right. So, this is going to be interesting. So, will Nick know the difference between massively changed rear end suspension setup versus what he had before. Highly doubt it. But we shall see. Right. No, stocks are not there. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So yeah, obviously not going to sleeve these because we don't know what's going to happen with this. So yeah, once I bolt these down, I'll show you. You can see from the side angle, there's a massive difference in geometry. Because the amount of toe they put in these trucks is just ridiculous. I mean, I understand it adds stability, and maybe if you're a rookie, you shouldn't be driving someone with so much power. I mean, seriously, who buys an 8 scale to start with? You should be starting out with 3 or 4 or whatever. Hell, I started out with 762 volts with a brushed motor back when that was the only shit available. I think I turned out all right. For a psycho. Nah, it depends on which state you talk to. Anyway. Yes, I'm more into shank bolt. You don't have to tell me because there's no threads at that shank part anyway, so it's all good. Alright, so actually it feels pretty good. Yeah, nice and loose. So there we go. So now, as you can see, not so much of an extreme toe angle. The arms aren't going as they usually do. So there's a couple of things. One, it extends your wheelbase, which in a stunt truck world we don't want, but whatever. 2, it makes the car more stable. Well, not more stable at high speed. Actually, more stable at high speed, less stable at low speed. And more top speed, better tire wear. And gives you the chance to get it sideways if you so wish. So, don't depend on the alignment to keep you where you're at. Play with it. Change your alignment specs, change your shock position, change your damping, change anything on the truck you want. Try it. See what happens. Don't try anything more. Don't try anything more than one change at a time, and write it down. Write down what you were trying to change. Write down what effect it had after you changed it, and you will learn how to tune a car. And not just any car, or not just an RC car, a real car. It's all relative. It's all the same shit. Trust me. I used to call them race cars, but race cars for little kids. Race cars for petulant little children who think they have a shot in. I heard you can't see that on TV anymore. The pinnacle of motorsport, let's put it that way. So, yeah. It's all the same stuff. It has the same effect if you change your camber, your caster, your toe, your shock damping, your spring load, your pack, your ride height, your droop, your ARRMA angle, your anti-squat, your anti-dive, your center of gravity, your roll center. It all is relative. Doesn't matter. It does the same thing in a real car. So, for anybody out there who does alignments for a living or does alignments on real cars and didn't know anything about all those other angles, yeah, they're out there. It's just beyond the regular car world. It's race car stuff. Anyway. Yeah. Is this? Oh, yeah, cool. Need to figure out a way to put that up. Okay, so back to this, all right? So, all right, we got a shim on this side. Doesn't look like we have on this side. You need to shim these axles in the back end of these 6s just a little bit because they're not going to pop out of the outside. They're going to pop out of the inside. But if you put shims on the outside, for some reason it over torques the inside under acceleration. It's probably flex in the control arm. I haven't done the slow motion shots and the not CFD, but figure out how to exactly pinpoint what's going wrong when that happens. So for now, just put a little shimmy on the inside. Small ring will work just fine, or a piece of fuel tubing. If you're using fuel tubing, don't use the silicone stuff. Use this stuff for jet fuel. It's much tougher. So anyway, so that, pack that in. As with any rebuild, check your bearings. These are pretty sweet right now. And we did have some shims in this. Even though this V6 back end is not shimmable, apparently we had so much play that we needed to fix it. And move these. These are for the shocks later on. Right, so if we're going to shim it anyway, we're going to probably try to shorten the wheelbase, being a snug truck. So, is that on the view? Kind of. Yeah, let's get this in there. All right, so we're going to go in the front. Oh, come on, stop doing that. There's our pin here. I don't know, why not there? And then we're going to fill a little washer in the back here. This is going to tighten up everything that rocks and rolls with the whole thing. Which is going to be a little difficult, but it's doable. And if it tightens it up and it doesn't bind, do it. Alright, so a little ways about washer to go. Screwdriver dropped earlier. Trust me, you'll see what I'm doing. I know it looks like I'm way over brutalizing this and way over tightening it, but I'm not. Get it there. Seriously? Alright. So I'll sharpen the threads on it, make it actually go in right. There we go. And then, because we've already put a shim there, you don't need one on the outside because you've already tightened it up beyond the threads. And that will take all that flippy floppy out of the excuse me, rear toe and the back end of your rig if you got the V6. Of course, you can do that on the V5s too. I mean, the V5s generally have shims anyway. Let's see, so that's a little too tight. So I'm just going to back that up. Pinch. Free floating suspension the way it ought to be. Off to the next side. I got a shim over here. Yep. All right. That in, and just like before, pin through the front. Right there. Right. Just push it hard. All right, and then, as before, a washer in the back, which can be as hard or as difficult as you can figure out how to do it. So far, this is all I got. You all right, Brody? Yeah. Right under my feet. Okay, come on. Am I getting that in shot? Shit. All right. So, just get that little guy to line up with your hole. Get in the hole. I should probably do it. Yep, bingo. Nailed it. And as usual, walking nylock nut, little baby guy. Just get a little bit on it. Just a little bit. And then, oh, come on. Oh, good. Look at this. Watch. Oh, still a little bit. Okay. Okay. Must be in the pin. Gap there. No. Yeah, front's not tight enough. There it is. Alright, that's good enough. I mean, you can't expect it to be perfect. It's a Basher. It's not a race car. You know, just getting everything fairly decent when it comes to motion side to side, you know, being equal as you know, and droop and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect, but close makes it way better than not close to drive. You know, I mean, you're always going to have a little bit of, I mean, especially with these big ass tires and all this, you're always going to have a little bit of weirdness going on with suspension, but you can get as close as possible to perfect and still be tight enough to deal with the amount of torque, power, and beat down we're putting through these things. Then you're going to be all right. So that is what I would consider at this point the rear end done. Already checked all the bolts. We've changed out the C&D blocks. We've changed out the lower control arms. We've shimmed the rear axles. We've checked all the bearings in the system. We've checked the rear differential, which, as I've said before, is a little snuggy, but not that bad. So, next, shocks. And we have a lot of work to do here. This is the last item of things that have to be addressed before this car is reassembled. So, let's get to it. So I didn't think that we were going to do my shock mod for the fronts on these tonight. I didn't think that we were going to do my rebound shock mod on these tonight, but apparently we're doing both because that's what Nick wants. And it's Nick's rig, and I work on Nick's rigs, and well, let's just say it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. So we're going to do this whole way through like we do. And we'll start off with getting the camera in the right spot. Because there's going to be a whole lot of work right here-ish. So let's see, get some background music going on, or background color. Oh my god, I can't even use that. Jesus. I had some lady in my house. I don't know what her problem was. So she actually washed like down comforters and shit, and exploded. There's like feathers all over everything. Anyway, all right, so. If you're doing a full shock rip, just might as well pull off all your ends to start with and your little shock condoms because it don't really matter. You'll loosen up your bottom reel if you can. There we go. This will make sure the top is loose enough to move. Freaking dog, man. Up and once was this Manfred Nantucket. All right. Yeah. And hey, you good?
Hi, how are you?
I'm on live.
Fucking wild shit, man.
Hey, I'm on live right now.
Huh?
I'm on live right now.
Oh, you are? Okay, I'll call you back.
No, I'll hit you back as soon as I'm done.
No, you're fine, honey, baby. Love you.
All right, bye. Right. Okay. Yeah. That's a whole lot of story right there. Yeah. Don't worry, man. I ain't doing nothing stupid. All right. So there's all that. I don't know how good the fluid's going to be in these. I don't know how long it's been in them. So let's just check. It's not terrible. It's brand new. All right, good. That means we can reuse it because that's the plan. That is brand new fluid. Good. So, all right, we're doing the full Full shock mod. Wow, bastard. Push the piston away. All right, cool. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to work. All right. So we got 2 rear bodies, 2 front bodies. Seals and shit out of all of them. Stuff inside. Other good stuff. All right. Okay. We got our 4 shafts. We got 2 short ones, 2 long ones, right? Okay. So here's where everything fucking changes. So right now, I'm going to take these 2 short shafts, clean my fingers a little bit so I can have a sip of my drink. Oh, and that was 100-weight fluid that came out of them too, so that's what's going back in. I mean, but we're going to use a lot of the used stuff, but some of the new shit too. But they weren't done that long ago. So we're going to take these short shaft guys here, and where the fuck's the little 4-way? There we go. Always using that thing. And we're going to take pistons off. And I'm going to change shafts out for a long shaft. We'd normally go in the rear. And we would put our pistons back on just like we would normally, but no. We're going to take this. This is a non-EXB differential spider gear shim. We're going to put that on the shaft. And then we're going to put our shock piston and its washers back on as it were. And then our nut. Just like it was originally. And then we're going to take that after this is tight. We're going to take a little micro monkey washer. Where did those go there? A micro monkey little O-ring here. Stick that on it. And then we're going to put that into the front body. One of the shorter ones. Pull it through. Just let it sit there. We're going to get another shock shaft. Short front. Take off the piston washers. Right. Change the shaft. Long shaft. I mean, I guess you could even put that little ring on there now if you wanted to. Just kind of. Kind of hard to push on this way though. Really. All right, and then another washer from a spider gear from a non-EXB differential. And then here, piston and everything else. Washer pack, similar to one before. If you got one on top, one on the bottom, whatever they are, keep them the same way they are. Just add that one to the bottom, touching the piston. Just like that. Yep. That seems crazy. Trust me, it works. Alright, then you get the other short body. And go and throw that rod in there. Just like that. Then we're going to take your long ones. They're already long. Don't have to be modified. And we're just going to put that washer on the bottom. These actually have the washer on the bottom to begin with. That's interesting. So, see how that works out. You think they have one on the top? Hope these don't break because of it. So technically it's a slightly different setup, but front to back will be noticeable. It's not like it's side to side or something. Especially with the damping ordeal. So let's go with that. And obviously the next real one, same thing. Just take it off, change the washer, or put the extra one in there. Non-EXP, spider gear, shim. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go into that. There we go. Put the nut back on. Put it back together. But with some exceptions to the rule, we'll see. A couple of things that are changed on the way through. Because that will make huge differences. Alright, so these two are both roofs, right? So we get that. Oh, we need our little guys at the bottom here. Yep. Come here, little monkey. Just pop that on there. And push him through. There's a reason why it's so small. You can figure it out. Leave it in the comments. So yeah, we get those three there. And then we have several little issues that need to be figured out at this point. One, it's going to be how far these can go without destroying the pistons because they have longer shafts now. We will figure that out in a second. But first, we need to pack up the shim pack and make it tighter because, I'm going to put these little things on back on Nick's car because he had them, but I don't run these on anything. And I don't destroy shock oil as fast as you would think, nor shock shafts. So there's several secrets behind that, but not secrets, tricks. You learn them whenever you ask them. Right. I need 4 rings for this. So it's going to get out of here. Hope I have enough. Well, sort of. It's ugly shit. Right. Right. Yeah. Way that bad bitch. Alright, well, no work for now. I didn't plan on doing this tonight. It was kind of the last thing because Nick was like, oh yeah, I went all that. Yeah, okay. There's nowhere. So, normal O-ring, spacer, O-ring, and then in this case, extra O-ring. We're going to go with a used dip seal on the front, a huge shock seal on the back, and then your little plastic spacer washer guy, thick part in, and then that just goes up and sits right on that. It's threaded in properly. Okay. Oh, really? There we go. Like I always say, if you have problems finding the thread, back it up till it clicks, and it'll work. All right, so I'm just gonna get just snug for now, and then everything else will fall into place later. All right, bastard. And since these shafts and some shafts and seals were already new, I didn't really have to do anything special with them. Usually I polish them with some really super fine emery cloth, but these were done recently. The seals were also done recently, so it's like, you know, they're going together just fine. And they're not, you know, worn out. They weren't leaking, so they're fine to reuse. And our front seal, as usual, seal, spacer, seal, extra seal, piece, and cap. Okay, so we're just getting them snug for now. So here we go. So seal, spacer, seal. For the last time, thank God. Extra seal. And here's our little flat guy here. Hanging out inside the shock cap, trying to hide. All right, thick end inside. Get that all up in there. All right. So now we come to our first conundrum. How far can these go up before they destroy themselves? About like that. So we're going to need a little bit of spacing on the bottom. So let's get a little bit of fuel line again. And cut us a couple pieces that are about, let's say, 2/16. What's wrong with you, Brody? Don't like that measurement, yes. So normally I cut these with a razor blade and actually measure them out, but I do not have it on me, and things are kind of, you know, whatever right now. But they're close. So anyway, put those on the bottom so that when you bottom out, you don't blow your pistons right through the top of the thing because you're running longer shock routes than you're supposed to anyway. So I guess I'm gonna have to go. Well, I guess I'm gonna put these stupid things on because I really don't like to tighten down my seal assembly until I'm done with the whole bleeding process. But you know, kind of get my hand forced here with these stupid shock stockings. I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call them, shock condoms. I don't know. I get so tired of these things ripping on my car. I was just like, I'm not using that crap anymore. Just run it. We never had those when we were kids, you know. We used to go outside and skin our knees. Walk uphill backwards, just, you know, twice a day in the snow with 85,000 pounds of books. What the fuck? Trust me, you ain't seen shit. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna tell you a bullshit story, but unless you're my age or older than me, you ain't seen shit. I'm only just started on the back 9. Still got 8 holes to go. I hope. Who fucking knows? Alright, so let's get these all snugged up because they're not going to be going anywhere. Yes, that's kind of another important point at this point. Once you get these tightened up, and then you got your seals on and everything, you need to make sure they all match in length. Not all 4 of them, but your fronts and your rears. So if your droop's not on point, that's what's going to hold your car straight. So get them all tightened down and check them. Like I said, just fronts and rears. So both long bodies, yes. Pull the shock shaft all the way out, check the distance. All right. Well, we're not only screwed up on the bottom because this one's too long, but we're screwed up on the collar too. The collars need to match also. You make sure the spring pressure is the same on both sides. You don't want your collars being off. All right. So there's that. Now is the length right? Now it is. Okay. Wasn't before. Check these. Length's off like a mother. Collar's off too. Collar's not off by much, but the length is way off. So there we go. All right. So now we got. No, one second. Yeah, we're good. All right, cool. Probably the O-ring's a little different than the other one. I don't know. Okay, now the fun part. Now we get to bleed. Yeah. And we get to pull these little screws out of these things too. So, yeah. If you don't have emotion style shocks, I'll explain the way to do it. It's pretty simple. If you have emotion style shocks, well, watch and learn. This is going to be a whole treat in building, considering how many different modifications I'm going through right now. All right, so this is a big old ass boy. There we go. Let's get this party started. Yeah, that was just chock full of air right now. Let's just sit for a minute. I'm sure there's plenty of air to be worked out of these. It'd be pretty wild if I actually have enough fluid to fill these, considering I took it out of them. Dude, I'm honestly expecting him to not notice the difference. And I know he's not going to watch this, so it's going to be funny. Right, so shocks being the last thing we have to put on this rig. I can actually start assembling the rig. Now we know everything's straight. But these things are kind of in my way, so. Yeah, plus, I could use a little fucking 2-minute fucking break. Smokes. Where the fuck is my goddamn tobacco, you monkey motherfucker? Oh, yeah, look at all the little air bubbles. It's funny because most of the shocks are supposed to have air bubbles, so it's like, but trust me, it helps. Come here. Yeah, it's probably a little loud. Really? All right. This one's got a nice bulbous head on it. Oh, these are easy. Really? That's it? Wow. Most of these things are way harder to fill. You don't need any fluid in these damn things. First time I've done a set of ARRMA, what do you call it? this type of emulsion shock. They carry a lot less volume in the heads than the MTCs. MTCs carry a lot more volume in the top of the shock cap. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably for some reason, but yeah, I mean, this thing just like was full right away. Feels good too. And once you got it good and full, grab your cap and grab your seal and just put them against each other. And that's how you really tighten that shock up. Obviously, I'm not gonna have to do anything else to any of these because there's no volume on top of these heads. And I should have seen that physically, but kind of wild. I didn't expect it. All right, already looking. Exactly. Usually, you want to put the shock about 80% up the stroke and then cap it. That should give you even flow up and down, but it's not pulling back, and it's not pushing out. So that's really where you want it totally. You don't want the shock to decide your ride height. So that's about where you want to be. Oh shit, what happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. What is that? Not that one. It's that one. Oh boy. What the fuck happened there? Yeah, something wrong with that thing. That's the one I have run through camo through that other program. So I don't know if that's got part to do with it, but yeah, it's not happy. I guess I'll find out in a second. Camo just turned it on. It's not getting a picture though. Okay. Oh, fuck. Right. Oh, damn it. Just closed it on accident. Fucking Christ. Alright. I'll do it in a second. Yeah, I don't know. It just closed. Like, I just closed it, reopened it, and it was fine. I don't know. Turn your computer off and turn it back on in 35 seconds. Seems to be the going rate. Shit. Okay. Drive the scooter to take him out. Put down. They want to get away. Running around. As trucks drive by, you can hear the motherfuckers go around. Alright, go fuck yourself, Cameron. Yeah, shit. Are you working my screen or not? What in the hell is wrong with this thing? Hey, figured it out. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there, dude. There we go. Alright. Everything just totally spazzed on me, I guess, out of nowhere. I don't know. Right now, oh, too much. Okay, good. Alright, so we got our seals and tops tight. Everything's good. We got fluid in all of them. Now it's I'll clean them up a little bit. Some fucking brake cleaner, because God, these things are sticky and nasty, and I hate it. I only got shit off my hands. I don't know what it is about silicone, but it's just so sticky and nasty. I just can't stand it. That is brutal, dude. Oh my God, the difference is crazy. No, we're still a little tight on some of these though. There we go. Yeah, they weren't collapsing all the way. Better pull it out. That's good. All right, that'll work. So I guess with these EXV ARRMA emulsion shocks, you're better off when you bleed them to push them all the way down. Unlike the MTCs, you want to be about 80% of your shock stroke. So there's some I just learned, and passing it directly onto you. Yeah, that's wild, dude. I don't know what happened to that camera. I mean, I didn't show it. Maybe somebody hacked it. I don't know. It is run through a third-party program, though. Like, well, everything's run through a third-party program, but like, it's a fourth-party program on that one. That's the only one that's run under specific software. Like, I run my other two cameras and that camera. The whole screen is run through one program, but that particular camera has to be run through that program in order to make it actually run at the right time, because it's delayed, like, I don't know, like Hitler's birthday. If you don't. All right, there we go. That is, yeah, there's no better damping than that. That damping is absolutely sublime. All right, shocks. Shock springs. Both rears, both fronts. All right, we still have a slight difference in length. This thing is gonna handle like a dream, and they won't even know it. It's too bad. I mean, seriously. It's done some of my best work to shocks, and it's just freaking rear alignment. All right, now these are going to be a tricky situation. Gotta make sure they're not going to bottom out, make sure they're not topped out. But we do have longer suspension travel, which really is what counts, because that way when you get into a jump, you don't bottom out the nose and dig into it and slow your speed, therefore kill your height, and all that kind of shit. I mean, you could just space them out on the inside, but have the extra travel, as long as you can keep your axles in with all the other modifications. All right, so those are probably the last thing to put back on the car. So now we're going to reassemble the car, and first I'm going to take a fucking break. So here we go. No, I'm not doing it right now. I'm literally taking a break. How is that even possible? How is that even possible? Well, that kind of sucks. The audio, huh? A little better? Well, that sucks. The audio. You got all better? There's background noise. Oh, you turn it up though. That's a lot. Fuck. Alright. No. What the hell? All right. Well, let's see how that sounds. Shit. All right. Well, let's see how that sounds. Shit. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better. How's that sound, Mike? How's that sound, Mike? I think I might have it mounted wrong. But whatever. All right. I think I might have it mounted wrong. So I gotta fix this shit.